One of the toughest parts about being a lawyer is dealing with some of the bad legal work that other lawyers do. Um, Lawyers overcomplicate everything, and something that should be simple to handle. So whether it's reviewing or probating a will, handling an eviction, um, real estate transaction, these things can be made far more complicated than they need to be. And usually it's because some lawyer set up a will or a lease or some sort of contract that is completely over the top with terms and conditions, and it just makes a mess of things. So I thought I'd make a video talking about why I believe lawyers do this. So why do lawyers overcomplicate things? I think there's a number of reasons why they do it. First of all, uh, it seems that a lot of lawyers are, they know their field very well, but they're ignorant of other fields within the law. So for instance, you'll get transactional lawyers or lawyers who handle contracts, business dealings, things like that, who never go to court. So when they're negotiating the terms of contracts, agreements, things like this, they really don't understand that certain things are totally irrelevant when you get into litigation. And because of that, um, they wind up adding all these additional terms just based on this made up idea of what's going to be important to a court or a judge or a jury later on. Right, so I think there's a little bit of ignorance that's part of it that causes it. Lawyers don't know what's going to be important, and they just assume every clause and sentence and term imaginable is important, so they throw it all into their legal documents, whether it's a will, a lease, whatever it may be. Next, I think that there's lawyers who overcomplicate things because it's a way for them to charge more. If somebody asks you to draft a document for them and you do a bare bones, very conservative, very simple legal document and you charge them a fortune, they're going to feel like they're getting ripped off. So some lawyers, instead of writing a brief, simple document, which is far better in most cases, the lawyer will go and add 10, 20, 30 pages of additional jargon uh, to their legal documents and then just charge more. And people, not knowing that they're paying for nothing, will just pay anyway. All right. Uh, and and then lastly, I think that there's lawyers who sort of just they've been doing the same thing for so long that they just go along with it, and so they have an overly complicated template for whatever sort of legal matter they're going to handle, and they just use that over and over and over again without making the effort to sort of tailor the documents for the needs of the client, giving them what they need, and then just sort of cutting out all the stuff that's unnecessary. It's been my experience that the more complicated the documents get, the more things will go wrong. Uh, Also, the more open they are to being contested and disputed. And if something's very cut and dry, simple, to the point, it's going to be hard to contest, and it's going to be hard to um, sort of dispute what the meaning actually is. The longer the documents, the more convoluted, the more jargon, the more likely they are to fail when they get put to the test in the future if there's ever a dispute.